The annual turnover of global computer game market is estimated to amount to $50 billion. Even its small share represents serious money. At the same time, this market is open. You just need access to the internet to enter it. The Ushnitsky brothers, Alexei and Afanasy, from Yakutia, proved it in practice. The first thing crossing your mind when you hear the word Yakutia is severe frost, short summer and 8 months of winter. The future founders of Sulus Games grew up exactly in such conditions in Hanu village.
Sulus Games.
Well, you know, as children, we couldn't play outdoors much in winter. The frost meant we had to stay at home, so we had nothing to do but play computer games.
Many children dream to play computer games day and night. That's why they become game developers. The Ushnitsky brothers did just that.
No one comes to the game industry just for money. Many developers are just teams who are fond of games. They like their jobs.
When the family moved to Yakutsk, the Ushnitsky brothers got to know the game industry better. They bought magazines dedicated to computer games, visited libraries and read old books on computer programming. In 1999, Alexei and Afanasy had to master the software technology without a keyboard. Today, it seems incredible.
We didn't have computers at home. We wrote software in copybooks. In the 9th grade, we developed our first game. That was written in the notebook. The
brothers failed the entrance exams to the specialized university after graduating high school. Alexei and Afanasy did not think about games anymore. They had to make money for living. Alexei Ushnitsky found a job of system administrator in famous Yakut jewelry house. Its founder worked in Israel in the 90s, where he got familiar with the standards of diamond industry.
At that time in Israel, a campaign of modernization and the introduction of new technologies was underway. It was briefly called high-tech.
Having come back to Yakutsk to establish a jewelry company, Petr Fedorov told everybody about IT business with fantastic opportunities, global markets and successful young men. Alexei Ushnitsky happened to be in the chief's room and heard about it too.
That very evening I was repairing a cable and I hit upon the idea of developing a test computer game.
The employer provided money and a room in the company's office. Alexei invited his brother and 2 more young men. It was possible to proceed with achieving his dream.
We didn't know how to start, so we just began writing something. Programming, making 3-dimensional cubes and moving them, animation and so on. Gradually, we started working 24 hours a day, and finally, we created a very good demo version.
The demo version, short for demonstration, is an initial version of product with limited functions, but able to show the product opportunities to the potential clients, partners and investors. It increases the chance of cooperation and allows necessary changes in the project.
They created a version of the game. Actually, it was our first people shooter. They promoted it, recorded it on CDs and presented it to the market. Of course, we received no revenue, no profit.
The loss amounted to 1.5 million rubles. The employer refused to support the brothers' experiments, but the first cycle of game development was undergone, and the brothers did not want to stop.
Of course, we dreamt of working for a company that develops computer games. There were no such companies in those years, either in Yakutsk or the nearby cities.
There was only one choice, and in 2006, Ushnitsky established their own company.
We borrowed 3,000 rubles from our father and spent it on the first credit payment to buy our first computer.
The company was located in a room at their parents'. Alexei became a project software specialist and Afanasy a designer. The money earned at their previous jobs should have been enough for 3 months.
My brother and I were working on just one computer. I was programming, he was drawing and composing music. When one of us slept, the other worked. We worked 24 hours a day on just one computer.
Ulan Bator game, written during working for the jewelry company, was developed on the base of national tunes and was sold only in Yakutia. The limited sales market was a serious mistake, so the new project was going to be in English. Other peculiarities were taken into account due to the feedback from experts.
Fortunately, the market only started developing in those years. The publishing distributors were open to communication, education. They played our game and offered advice.
They placed their bets on the model of a simple entertaining game. Such games are called casual. The most famous example is Angry Birds. They don't take up much disk space and therefore impose limited system requirements on playing equipment. The casual games are simple and intended to kill free time.
As a rule, you can usually download this game for free. Then, once you've played just some of the game, you know whether or not you like it, and you can pay a few dollars more for access to the full game.
In August 2006, Boxy Goxy casual game was completed. The data flow rate in Yakutia is still low, and the brothers started uploading 10 megabytes to a share site at night to accelerate the process.
My brother and I went outside. It was dark, August. There were very many stars. We said, let's name the company after one of those stars in Yakut, Sulus.
Thus, the company received the name of Sulus Games. In September, the brothers received the first offers from American distributors. They selected attractive proposals and bargained a share in profits.
Then we opened a bank account and started making money. That was really good.
But on the wave of success, the Ushnitskys decided that they could do without partners and receive more profit.
Unfortunately, some of the games we developed didn't pay back. Then my brother and I started thinking hard. We had to pay salaries, rent, and to develop the company further. We couldn't stop, so we decided to develop a very successful game called Jewelry Mania.
At the moment, the business was not very successful. The new development required large investment. The young company had to earn money by IT outsourcing.
So we had no budget anymore. We won small tenders, took orders, developed small software programs, and in the evenings, developed our games.
Sulus Games was lucky to have such a team. The team believed in success and worked in two directions simultaneously: orders and the game, which should have returned life to startup.
Our first software specialists and designers were self-educated. I mean that they learned 3D design, software programming, all alone at home. And now, all of them work with us.
The problem to find professionals is still the issue of the day in the region. Frequently, when a talented person is trying to get a job in Sulus Games, the company does not employ them at once, but gives advice about what to learn and what to read. In several months, the most ambitious candidates are able to fulfill the test.
There are no institutes or universities teaching specialists like game developers or computer graphics specialists in our republic. We don't have such institutions at all.
A team of enthusiasts helped the company in hour of need. The company managed to complete the project, and Jewelry Mania was sent to partners from Big Fish Games.
After 2 days, my brother called me. He said, "Hooray, we did it! We're on the top 10 sales list."
Big Fish Games is one of the largest websites for online sale of casual games. More than 1 billion of downloads were made from it. It is a real success for a young Yakut company to be among leaders of this website.
It's a big market. Let's say if 1 million people download your game in the first year and 10% of them pay $10 each, that's a cool $1 million for the first year.
But the company had to share part of its income with a distributor. The brothers were not greedy anymore. Having understood that they are competent in the field of game development, the Ushnitsky brothers focused on a graphic improvement and game complicating. Speaking the computer game argot, the brothers moved to the next level.
My wife and I went to the village to celebrate Christmas. I played such games many times. I got the idea to create something like a detective story.
During the holidays, Afanasy thought out the game plot. Strange Cases game was more complicated than previous companies' projects.
We developed the game called Strange Cases, and it caused something of a stir. We came first in the Big Fish Games list, not for 1 day, but for 13.
In 2007, the market of computer games suffered profound changes. Mobile devices started pushing out personal computers, different platforms became highly popular. Sulus Games had to respond to the market challenges.
Since 2008, we've developed games for PC and Mac. Since 2010, we also did it for iPads and iPhones. I think soon we'll develop games for Android too.
In 2009, the world market of casual games amounted to $3 billion. In 2012, it will amount to $12 billion. Simple, entertaining applications were developed for mobile phones, pads, and social networks as well. The founders of Yakut Sulus Games have led its products to all these niches.
The USA buys 70% of our games. Other countries, including Russia, buy 30%.
Surely, expansion of computer game market and appearance of new niches is beneficial for developers, but it has the other side as well. The performance of notebooks and smartphones and their screen resolution are constantly improved. The players' demands grow together with the size of the potential market.
If our first game, Strange Cases, used 100 megabytes, our next game, which is coming soon, will need more than a gigabyte. That's 10 times more work.
According to the distributor's sales data, more than 1 million players play Sulus Games games now. Probably their number will grow up. In 2013, the main income source shall be the games for mobile devices.
The market for console games has already been falling for 2 years, and the computer games market, that's been stagnating for several years. The fastest growing market segment is games for mobile phones, smartphones and iPads.
The Ushnitsky brothers have ambitious plans. They look up to Zing game producer for social networks. Its turnover for 2011 exceeded $1 billion. Alexei and Afanasy Ushnitsky have proved that location is not important in modern IT business. Yakutia can export not only gold and diamonds, but software products popular all over the world too.